Welcome back to my channel. We are going today be extracting the silver from these fuses. I've tried to remove that fiberglass with denatured alcohol. Actually, it wasn't denatured, it was grain alcohol. I didn't have denatured and it didn't work. I'm going to just go after it with nitric. I don't want to incinerate it because of the fiberglass. I'm just going to filter that fiberglass material out, and there's some silver contacts I'm going to go after too. They're over on my workbench and I'll show you a photograph. I'm not going to worry about the weight on this because of the fiberglass. We're just going to go with this. There will be no measurements. This will be an experiment, not scientific, but just for the silver recovery. So thanks. These are the silver contacts we'll be going after. There's a little bit on that. I'm going to probably heat that, drop them in my bucket, and then pour shot. I think that's the best way. Put a little flux on it, get any impurities out. But we'll be adding that to that batch too. So what I'm going to do is use my turbo torch to melt it and drop them in the water right there. A little setup where I tap it with my pliers, and then we'll pour shot with it. So that's my plan. I'm not going to bore you with the flames. We're just going to knock it out and then come back. So we have removed the silver from the contacts. I use a dirty dish to melt the silver off the contacts and cover it with flux. The impurities stay in this first dish. You can see, you can't really see, but right there is the contacts. That gray ash material right there is a little piece of silver, but we're just going to leave that in there. And this is the silver here that I dropped off the contacts and into the water. I will melt it in this dish. This is, it's got a little, I use this for pouring my silver bars, but it's got a crack and it's been serviceable for a while, and I'm just gonna have to redo a new dish. Anyway, I'm going to cover that again with flux, try and get the impurities, pour the shot, and then put it in that beaker with the other silver pieces. Okay, so these are the fuse tips, the silver contacts in here, and we're going to add a little distilled water and some nitric acid and go after that, and we'll see what we get. All right, so there we go. Reaction starting. The nitric acid is starting to attack. Let's turn that so you get a little better view. Sorry about that. There you go. Starting to take off. I'm going to cover it up and we're going to do a little yard work and come back. I've decided to do a little lab cleanup today too. This is some of the waste, or not waste, but this is some of the product from my copper cell slimes right there, and the anode basket from my silver cell. There's a chunk of silver in there I'm going to take out and weigh that and just process that separately. I'll probably pour shot and run that through another silver cell instead of just trying to dissolve that big chunk. But what I'm going to do with this is the same thing. I'm going to put it in some distilled water and some nitric, and we're going to clean up my lab today too while I'm doing some work outside. Reaction's going pretty good. No heat. It's dissolving away or attacking that silver pretty well. And give you another view over here. It's coming along, man. We're just going to let this roll today and work on it later when we have some time. But we'll probably drop that out with some copper. I don't feel like messing around with it. I'm going to be lazy today. And so there's the papers and stuff in my copper cell slimes. Anyway, thanks. So the papers and slimes have been covered in distilled water and nitric acid added to it to go after the silver. I'll cement out values on copper and push the solution into my waste stream buckets. So that's starting to take off. We'll process that. Probably have to add a little bit of silver to that. I may have added too much nitric. But and this is it right here. We're going to walk away from it. Going pretty good. Man, I should have known. The last fuse I did on the inside, the fusible link part was silver. I think I got confused. The whole silver plate, man, when I cut it, see this one right here? When I cut that, it looked like silver. I couldn't see any copper on it at all. So while I was dissolving it in nitric, I saw that it was cementing out and making a mess. And I have to filter it out here. And we, separated the cement. And I am going to dissolve that. And there the paper's still working on there. Just a little minor setback. I'll probably have to put some silver in there to burn up some nitric. But, hey man, sometimes you just got to pivot, Things don't work out the way you planned, So there you have it. A little minor setback. Did get some yard work done. Can't tell on this side, but I blew the driveway. I'm nailing it. This is the copper cell slimes. They're my copper cell, and there are the silver anode slimes in there. I had to stir it up, that's why it's a little murky. And we'll let that settle out overnight and mess with it again tomorrow when I get off work. I've decided to filter it. I really need to take advantage of every second I have when I'm refining, because I'm not gonna lie. So I decided to just take a whack at it. We're going to filter off the slimes from the copper cell and the silver cell anode, and then we will run it through the filter again, and we'll cement it out on copper. But that's what we have. I decided to spend just a little bit of time on it tonight before it gets too dark. Just keep hammering at it a little bit at a time.